In 1991, I flew to Teddy Island. The water's turquoise blue and I'm back wild. Living in a jungle and it looks like Thailand. Everybody's gung-ho, 911 dialed. And the girl on the plane went to water island. Sweet like sugar cane, the girl was Big Island. Putting lots of gold, you know that I'm styling.
Welcome to Television Intense TV. I'm your host, Robert Louis Tyler First. Today we got a very, very special episode of Television Intense TV Talk Show Live. We're going to have on Mr. America from 2003. Mr. America 2003, Dan Elam will be on the show today. And also my lovely co-host, Dawn Tyler, actually. She changed her name. And first of all, I want to say, Dan, welcome to the show. How you doing?
Doing great, thank you.
Good.
Glad to be here.
Good, man. So, first of all, I wanted to know, how did it feel winning the title of Mr. America 1981 or 2003? Mr. America 2003. How did it feel to win that award? Yeah.
Well, it was pretty cool. You know, I heard about the Mr. America contest coming up, and I did a qualifier for it, and then trained for it, and it was pretty cool. You know, it's actually been quite a blessing, and has been a good opportunity. So I enjoyed it, and still enjoy it. You know, like once Mr. America, always Mr. America. Just like the president, you're always the president.
That's right. Yeah, yeah.
So.
Yeah, I tried out for Mr. Napa 1985, but I didn't get yeah, you know. So, and yeah.
There you go.
But Mr. America 2003, that's fantastic. And how old were you? When you started?
Oh, when I first got introduced to working out as a teenager, and really jumped into it when I was going to Napa High. Because the Napa High School had a fabulous gym, and really got into it and pretty much put on about, 10 pounds of muscle a year during that time, and it was a great experience. I actually went to some of the Napa bodybuilding shows back in the day, back in 1982, 83. Right. So it was pretty cool. I'm glad it was a good opportunity.
Yeah, that's where we did the 1985 one. Yeah, I remember. Now,
right,
people
right.
think 10 pounds here. They don't think that's a lot of weight. I mean, that's lean weight. I mean, how many grams of protein you think 1 gram of protein per body pound, or 2 grams of protein per body pound is the best?
Back then the protein powder tasted like plaster.
Right.
So there wasn't too much. I think that's probably the biggest change that I've noticed over the years is just the quality of the protein and that are out there, the quality of the supplements that are out there really attributed a lot to the gains of the bodybuilders these days. I typically tried to take in about 1.5 grams of protein per pound body weight most of the time. I found to be most effective, but that's a challenge too. That's a lot of protein to take in. So
that's like 400 grams a day, right?
I think. Well, yeah, I would run between 270 to 320 pounds.
Wow.
And so when you put that 1.5 grams of protein per pound body weight, you're on a feeding schedule. It's not eating, it's feeding. Because that's what it takes in order to feed the machine to make the gains that you're trying for.
Every 2.5, 3 hours, you got to eat like about 30 grams of protein or more, right? Something.
Pretty much around the clock.
Yeah.
How I did it, I wasn't overly obsessed with it, but I knew what I needed to do.
Right.
But if I was awake and 3 hours went by, I ate or I took in protein. That's just kind of my rule. Whether it was in the middle of the night, getting up to use the bathroom, or whatever the circumstances, or if 3 hours went by, there was going to be more protein in my system.
Right. And you have hobbies like hunting and stuff like that too, right? Going on, don't you? Do you do any hunting?
Well, yeah, no,
once in a while.
Yeah, I'm self-employed. I do construction. I'm not the type of bodybuilder, or wasn't the type of bodybuilder that just lived in the gym all day long. I went in there, handled my business, and went out there and got on with my life and enjoyed my activities that I like to do,
Yeah.
Little different than some of the guys. There's a lot of bodybuilders that at that level are pretty much living in the gym, 14 hours a day.
Yeah.
I hate to say it, but that's what they do, and that wasn't me.
Yeah, gym rats, right? They just stay right there, and stuff. After we're done.
Pretty much, and I just like I said, self-employed, work construction, and I just did bodybuilding as a hobby and worked out as a hobby, and just happened to be good enough at it to achieve a few things,
Wow. And who are your heroes and mentors coming up? Like Mike Dayton?
I've had the pleasure. I've had the pleasure of meeting Arnold Schwarzenegger, and then when I was my sponsor, which was Pharmagenics, had me go to the Mr. Olympia and the Arnold Classic to represent them, and had the pleasure of meeting Arnold then and talking with him about his inspiration, as a teenager and everything that he did in the old Pumping Iron movie that we're all familiar with and everything,
Right.
So I had, Arnold. I had the pleasure of meeting Lou Ferrigno as well. And and then you got some of the newer guys, were actually newer back then that I've had a chance to work with and do things with, Flex Wheeler,
Yep.
For example. So yeah,
Boy,
it's been pretty cool.
Yep. Flex Wheeler, Arnold Schwarzenegger. Arnold was roommates with Mike Dayton for a while too, for like 2 years when he first got over here.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, back in '68 and '69. Yeah. They lived there.
Yeah, and then you look at Arnold because he came over to, he was a brick mason when he came over here.
Right.
Working, and Joe Beater brought him in to help sell magazines and promote bodybuilding in the area. So it was, it's pretty cool. I'm a fan of Mike, and much respect for him for his what he's accomplished in the strength training and his and whatnot, and then also. Just a fan of the World's Strongest Man competitions.
Oh, yeah.
I'm friends with a few of those guys. Bruce Wilhelm, who Mike competed against, I believe, and late 70s, 77, I think it was, 78.
Right.
And, I can't think of the other guy. I'm trying to think of Kazmaier, Bill Kazmaier.
Oh, yeah. That guy's amazing. And then he did beat...
Kaz is sick.
He beat Franco Colombo and Lou Ferrigno in the forearm competition, off the bridge with the stick thing, and weights. He kicked their butt.
Oh yeah, no, his grip strength and wrist strength is just unparalleled. It's phenomenal.
It's crazy. He's
phenomenal.
He's a good guy.
To bend coins with your fingers is just
right.
Is amazing.
You just take a quarter.
Truly amazing.
You just take a quarter and fold it in half, and
absolutely amazing.
After the show, I'm going to put up some pictures of you, where you're doing the pose, like this. I'm going to put that up on the screen. Yeah. You know that one, right? That's fantastic.
Yeah,
that's a great photo.
That one. Yeah,
I'm stealing it. I'm going to show it up here later, So
that's cool. That's cool.
So diet and exercise.
Yeah, that actually is.
Diet and exercise.
Say again?
Diet and exercise. So many hours a day. You got to be working out maybe 4 hours a day, right? Something like that. At least two.
Oh no,
at least two, right?
That's to
that's
me
excessive.
Not beneficial.
Yeah.
I would work out no more than an hour and a half a day, resistance training, lifting weights, because if you can't get your business done in that period of time, you're wasting your time.
And what about cardio?
And I didn't have the benefit of living in a gym.
Yeah. And what about?
So I pretty much would do cardio. Usually about 3 months out from my show, I would start doing cardio. I monitored my body fat mostly with my diet.
Right.
I was too busy just working, making a living otherwise, but I would throw the cardio in the morning and at night, when I was getting ready for my shows.
Nice.
So that's just what I did. I think now, it's healthier to probably throw in a little bit more cardio, but I kept my body fat under control with my diet.
Yeah.
Mostly trying to keep the protein up and monitor the calories too.
Cut that fat back and the carbs. And what about vitamins? Did you take a lot of vitamins and stuff like that? Herbs and things and.
Well, just multivitamins. I found that for me, calcium, magnesium, and zinc was important in regards to avoiding cramping.
Right.
You know, when you're building, because whenever you're building that level of muscle tissue, your body's going to rob everything in order to get the nutrients that it needs. So you have to keep feeding it for sure.
Exactly, like little CalMag, calcium, magnesium mix.
Yeah, that's what I found helped me out a lot with dealing with cramping and stuff like that. And you know, like I said, when you're on a feeding program, you got to feed your body, and that's what involves everything. You know.
Right. So you got up to like 300. How much you say? 320. How much did you get up to? The most you ever weighed, like, for solid muscle? I mean, lean.
Off season, I would roll between up to 315 to 320. I would compete.
Wow.
I mean, that's kind of an extreme at that point.
Okay. Yeah.
But I was competing at between 250 and 260 pounds at 4% body weight. I'm a little over 6'1", and so it's a big frame to fill out, you know?
Right.
But, and actually the knock that I had when I went to turn pro was that they wanted me bigger.
Right.
And it's like, damn, I'm already starting to look like an action figure hero, you know? So it was, that was the knock there. And at that point in time, it's just I made a decision after my third ACL replacement in my left knee. And being 41 years of age, I decided to hang up my posing trunks, but still train and still, live some of the lifestyle, but just take some of the pressure off, you know.
Of course.
I took a little longer road than some that get to be where they're at, and in doing so, I just decided not to put my body in harm's way and be happy with my accomplishments and move on, you know.
Right, exactly. And did that? Now I also heard that you had like some. Did you ever include any powerlifting moves once in a while, like deadlifts, squats, bench press? Like powerlifting, just strictly powerlifting for a month or two, or anything like that? You ever try that? Or
I think my core was built upon that because that's just what we did.
Right.
But, I have a saying, big muscles are strong muscles and strong muscles are big muscles.
Yeah.
And you have to do these power movements in order to really benefit. So you can't get away from doing squats.
Right.
Deadlifts, how they're performed are very beneficial, but they can also, you're not powerlifting, you're bodybuilding, and there's a difference. So bodybuilding, you're an artist and you're trying to sculpt your body by putting muscle in areas, and you're creating an illusion, and when you're powerlifting and you're doing heavy deads or real super heavy squats, you're going to make your midsection thicker.
Right.
Because your core needs that.
Yeah.
But yet bodybuilding is an illusion. The wider your shoulders are, the narrower your waist looks.
Right. You don't want to build up the obliques.
So you're creating an illusion out there. So you want to tone the muscles, train the muscles, but building them in a powerlifting fashion doesn't necessarily transfer over to a bodybuilding physique.
Right, because the obliques, like you say, the core, the abs, all that can just pump out and just be all muscle. But
like I said, when I found out, bodybuilding is an illusion,
Right.
When you get up on stage, the bigger your back, the wider your shoulders, the smaller your waist, the more of a taper that you have.
Yeah, small wrists.
When you get on stage and you're very low body fat, but you have, a 36-inch waist, your drop has to be phenomenal. You have to be big as a 5-bedroom, house at that point in order to make you have a V taper.
Yeah, you want small wrists, small joints, small ankles, the diamond calves, and that makes the muscle bellies look actually larger, and the tighter skin, the thin skin's really good. My skin's thick, so you can't see the muscle separation as much. I'm really thick-skinned, so, in more ways than one. But yeah.
Well, it's good to be thick-skinned, especially in today's age. You got to be thick-skinned a little bit.
Yeah, don't you think?
Politically,
right? I know we're never politically correct over here, so
ideally, you want to pull the body fat out from below the skin.
Right.
Leave it around the organs and pull your water out, and that's just a matter of manipulation at that point. We called onion skin at the time, real thin.
Yes.
It's it's a challenge to manipulate your body for a desired result for a period of time.
Right. And also, I had a question. There's you know, you have the tropical birds, right? You know, and I'm gonna shoot this.
Yeah, I helped a friend of mine out and took over a sulfur-crested cockatoo.
I saw that. It's beautiful. And I was thinking, see the one in this picture, you know, right here. He's got, and this one he's playing dead. He's a macaw. But this was about 30 years ago down in the Caribbean. So we're going to shoot this movie. This is like the soundtrack of this actual based on a true story. But we're going to shoot a Sizzler trailer first. It's only like 9 minutes or something total. But we're actually shot yesterday, and you know, we're finishing up a lot of that. But we need the bird, you know, for one scene, like for a few minutes, you know. So maybe we'll get you in, and I would like to get you in it as well, maybe, you know.
See what we can work out. She's a pain in the ass and she's a bitch. That's all I can say. She doesn't like a lot of people.
Well, maybe we'll have you
She
handle.
chases my wife and chases my son around, but she hangs on my shoulder and just wants to be with me. But we'll bring her down there and see how she acts, and then we just have to deal with her accordingly, you know?
Yeah, we could shoot downtown by the old library, and you can hold her. I'll pretend like you're a tourist, and I'm taking pictures with the birds, which is what I used to do, and then, you know.
Yeah, I'd be actually a little nervous to take her outside because she can fly.
Oh, okay.
And
can you clip one wing?
Yeah, she's not quite trained like maybe that one laying on his back you got a picture of.
Oh yeah, he was 6 months old, but I don't know if you can just trim one wing with some scissors, maybe. But then they only fly in circles that way. You know, right? So.
Yeah, there you go. Just trim one wing.
Yeah. So anyway, I probably got not that much time left, so I'll probably let you go, and I'm going to show some pictures of you, you know, right about now. And this should be on social media within about an hour, I hope. We'll compress it, upload it, LinkedIn, Google, Pinterest, Facebook, YouTube, all that, Twitter, and then it won't air on TV till probably June, you know, in the Bay Area, you know, on television. So
Well, keep me posted. It was
I'll send you a link.
Pretty cool. One of the benefits of winning the Mr. America is I was able to get some nice sponsorships, which is hard to obtain as an amateur.
Yeah, what name that?
And featured in the magazines and everything for several years. So it was pretty cool.
Yeah, tell me that one Pharmagens. What was it called? What was that one sponsor?
My primary sponsor was Pharmagenics, and I actually met them training for the America in 2003 over at the USA Bodybuilding Championships in Las Vegas.
Right.
So I met them, told them what I was doing, and I'm a vet. Served in the Army.
Right.
And they hooked me up, and it became pretty cool. And then I kind of turned around and became their poster boy because of winning the Mr. America and being a military Army vet, you know. So
nice.
They promoted the hell out of me, and it was a fun ride.
Yeah, thanks for serving. Yeah.
Yes, thanks for serving.
I'm gonna let you go, and I want to say that was Dan Elam, Mr. America 2003, and in the armed services. What branch of the service were you in again? Army? Did you say?
I was in the Army. Yeah.
Army,
so
yes.
I was featured in featured in Muscular Development and Ironman magazines for several years.
Yep, and it'd be like.
So it was pretty cool.
You know, right? Yeah, and a little hunting, on weekends. Go a little hunting on weekends.
Yeah, that's I pull the archer pose with being a bow hunter.
Right, like that. Yeah, solid. Thanks so much. You are appreciated.
Right on.
All right, I will let you go.
Anytime, Bobby. Thank you very much.
All right, God bless.
Bye.
And that was Dan Elam, ladies and gentlemen, right here on the show today. And I want to show one of those a picture that I was just talking about, right? And it is right about here, or here. I think it's over here. Yeah, there it is. Maybe we can throw that up on the screen. This is Dan. And if you want to hit him up on the Facebooky thingy too. Look at this guy. He's huge, 320 pounds, solid muscle, right? Well, he probably cut down a little bit, but you know, 2000. This is like, dang, right?
Amazing.
Yeah, and look at that perfect. See how it's so straight? The arm and the other arm are just perfect horizontal alignment. You know, that's hard to do. keep your arms lined up that straight across, and the lats, right? But awesome, Dan. Yep. And that's good for that picture. Let's see if I get my next guest done. We got like eight minutes left, maybe. Let me see if I can hook something up real quick. Maybe not, huh? You know what? That was probably pretty good for the show anyway. You know what I mean? Yeah. I mean, 8 minutes, I should just do shout-outs. Heck with this, right? So what I'll do is I'll say, first of all, I want to tell you, you know how they say, don't count your chickens before they're hatched. So, but correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that actually if they're not hatched, they're not chickens, so you can't count them, right? And they say, oh, it's like trying to find a needle in a haystack. I'm like, well, what? Who keeps their needles in a haystack? I mean, why would you do that? I mean, don't you have one of those little pin cushion thingies, And then they also say, oh, it takes money to make money. Yeah. Unless you rob a bank, right? And that has nothing to do with it. And then they say, oh, yeah, you can't get blood out of a turnip. Well, what idiot is trying to get blood out of a turnip? And why does he need blood anyways? He's like a vampire or something, I mean. And people say, oh, all that glitters is not gold. Yeah, sometimes it's platinum. And they say, oh, everybody deserves a second chance. What about Hitler? If he had a second chance, we'd all be speaking German right now, right? Hey, he won, And this is a good one. They say, a cat has 9 lives. Actually, I tested this theory out, and I found it to be false. Yeah.
What?
I killed him, and the first time he didn't come back. The other 8, nothing. Yeah, nothing.
No.
Yeah. And then opportunity.
No animals were hurt. No animals were hurt.
No. This show's rated TV MALSV. It may contain images of moose, alligators, llamas, sheep, and vultures, and maybe not. I don't know. But yeah, there was nobody hurt. And then they say, oh, opportunity only knocks once. Then it rings the doorbell. Ding, ding, da, ding, ding. And then they say, oh, let a sleeping dog lie. Cheat, steal, whatever he wants to do, right? And then somebody said, oh, it's like pulling teeth. And I'm like, what, are you a dentist? Or you're just some kind of masochist? You know how that is? You've tried it? I want to say shout out to some of our new sponsors, right? Audio House, right? With Jag down there. Jag Ratu. Jag at Audio House on Soskel, one of our new sponsors. We also have on Furniture for Less on Main Street, downtown, where the old Mathis waterbed place used to be, remember?
Oh, yeah, back in the day.
Yeah, right over there, right? Back in the 70s even. And then we got Dr. Frazier, and I want to shout out. There, I wanted to shout out. And to Napa Gold and Silver. Hey, they got this new gold bracelet. Check this out. And on the back, it's got like little turquoise stones embedded into the clasp. I'm like, damn, right? Thanks, Jason. And we always show him your ring. Show him your ring. Yeah, just hold it up to the somebody will get it on camera, And if you're looking for like gold, silver, coins, diamonds, whatever, Napa Gold and Silver, it's right over by Burger King, okay? Dr. Frazier, he's on Jefferson Street.
Oh, he's great.
Yeah, and he's my chiropractor, so hair in motion. They always keep my hair in motion, and thanks David Putnam, and he's over on Solano. He's at Neva, and it's in the side of that, and it's called Hair in Motion. Polished Nails and Spa, yeah, look at that, over by Jamba Juice. Emmy Lou's Diner, all the way down Jefferson on River Park. Sal, the flower guy, brings in these flowers every freaking weekend, and these are beautiful, lovely, nice flower. Yes, right here.
Pretty.
And these are cool. Sal, thank you. I love you, man. And we have on Doc's Trophy Shop, brings in these music awards every time, for our musical guests. And we also want to thank, we get so many sponsors. Do we have time even for all these guys, right? We have, we got a new dry cleaner, possibly Subway, and a limousine place, but Audio House on Sosco. So, want to say, guest of the television show, stay at Gold's Gym, transportation provided by a slow boat to China. And we'd like to thank our guests, Mr. America 2003, Dan Elam. Thank you for being on this show. You are appreciated, man, right? And once again, Napa Gold and Silver, Sal the Flower Guy, Doc's Trophy Shop, Hair in Motion, Dr. Fraser, Emmy Lou's Diner, and the Polished Nails and Spa, and Furniture for Less right here in our studios, and Audio House, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, yeah, that's the ticket, right? So we also want to thank our co-host, Don Tyler, right here.
Can I do a shout out?
Out! Oh, yeah, okay.
I want to say hi to everybody at the Hilton. Hi, girls. They work very hard.
There's a piter behind you.
Oh.
Look.
Where?
Turn, look.
Oh, that's nice.
And then, hi girls at the Embassy Suites at the Hilton Hotel. And Jesse Peck, we're going to get you on from the Spinners and all the rest of the Spinners. They contacted me today. They're in Oakland, guys. So if you see this on the media, social media, go down to Oakland. They're performing. And also, WWE Jag Ratu. Thank you. Right? So we're Space Coast from the West Coast, and God bless you and yours.
In 1991, I flew to Deadly Island. The water's turquoise blue and I'm back wild. Living in a jungle and it looks like Thailand. Everybody's gung-ho, 911 dialing. Met the girl on the plane. Went to Water Island, sweet like sugar cane. The girl was beguiling. Putting lots of gold, you know that I'm styling. Never gets cold, emerald green on a white sand island. You are beautiful to me. Deadly island, turquoise water, sapphire seas. Went into business with Freddy and the birds, taking pictures with the tourists, making money absurd. Freddy got shot, Freddy's dead, you heard. Right through the heart, and then he said his last words. Me copy was in, was stop.